Hey y'all, it's Michael, and this is my top 45 books of 2015. These are books 30 through 21. Let's get started. Number 30 is The Road by Cormac McCarthy, narrated by Tom Sketchell. This is a post-apocalyptic book about a father and a son going basically cross-country trying to find resources and whatnot. It is really bleak, gloomy. I thought the writing fit the tone of the book really well. The use of words seems really sparse, really conveys the feeling of this isolated world. I really enjoyed this. Number 29 is Los Engraveros, that's known as Faces in the Crowd by Valeria Lucelli, translated by Christina McSweeney. A collection of stories. It's sectioned off differently, like it's weird. Lucelli describes this novel as a horizontal novel narrated vertically. Like it's really weird on how it's told. It's so good. This book includes different storylines and different timelines, like when it happens, but there is something connecting all of them, and it plays around with how stories are connected and how these characters are connected. It felt really dreamlike, and a lot of the times I didn't exactly know what was going on, because especially when you start reading, you go head in first. As the different sections start to interconnect, you're wondering like, is that just really what happened? Like it's weird in that regard, but it's so bizarre that I ended up really enjoying it. Number 28 is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie, narrated by David Suchet. Fantastic. The narration on here it's one of the best. It's about, again, like a murder on the Orient Express. Hercule Poirot is there and he has to solve it. What I really love about this, you guys, the revelation at the end, it's so good. All the time I experience a Agatha Christie novel, the gears in my head are turning, trying to solve what is going on, who did it, how they did it, why they did it. I think I need to stop because I can never solve it. Like I've never solved it 100%. It's so hard. This one pulls the wool over your eyes and it is so shocking. Number 27 is The Windup Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami, translated by Jay Rubin, narrated by Rupert Degas. Again, I also talk about this in my audiobook section. I really enjoyed this. This is about Toru Okada. It's about him trying to find his wife's missing cat, but in the process of him trying to find that, he meets really weird people. Really weird people. It has him making spaghetti, there's cats, there's weird things happening. Things just seem to happen out of the blue. It's magical realism at its weirdest. I really enjoyed it. It is really dreamlike, has this melancholy tone about it, and I really liked it. Number 26 is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This is a coming of age story about Charlie, who's just really shy. Charlie reminded me a lot of like angsty teens. It had the right amount of angst that I can tolerate, and I've really enjoyed it. He's really relatable. Number 25 is The Edgar Allan Poe of Japan, Some Tales by Eragawa Rampo. This is a short story collection, but I wanted to specifically talk about one of the short story on there called The Human Chair. If you love Edgar Allan Poe, read this guy. It is, oh my god, it's so bizarre. Really dark and really creepy. Since it's a short story, I don't want to give that much away, but it's basically this woman who's reading this letter that she received from someone, and things get really bizarre from there. I read this like in the dark on my phone. The ending literally made me jump. I was like, whoa, like it's shocking, and I really enjoyed it. It's a quick story. If you love Edgar Allan Poe, read this, especially The Human Chair. It's amazing. Number 24 is Gabby, A Girl in Pieces by Isabel Cantero, narrated by Kyle Garcia. This is, again, a coming-of-age story. Gabby, who's just basically trying to get through high school. She's going through things with her family, also her friends. I just really enjoyed this novel just because I love Gabby as a character. But since we get to go into her diary, we really get to see what she's going through and what she's thinking, because like even in her diary she's missing days. This is what teenagers really think of. I really like this one. Number 23 is another coming of age story. It is The Absolutely True Diary of a Part-Time Indian by Sherman Alexie. I listened to it on audiobook and it's also narrated by him. This is about Junior, who lives in a reservation and he's attending a predominantly white school for the first time. The voice of Junior is so good. The characterization of him is just really really nice. Number 22 is Signal to Noise by Silvia Monero Garcia. This is about Meche, and it actually has two timelines, one in the present and one in the past. And we start off at Meche in the present, and she's going to Mexico City for the first time to attend a funeral, but then it also jumps backward and it goes back to when she was in school. You get to see how things in the past really affects things in the future, because it's not all rosy. Meche is low-key borderline unlikable. I really enjoy that portion, and I really do like there's a hinge of magical realism with this. I thought it was so cool. Like, oh my gosh, yes! Consequences of the magical realism gets to full force, and when it does get there, I really enjoyed it. I also really like the themes of friendship and family. The music here is used really to its full extent. I didn't understand a lot of the music references because I don't listen to the same music as Meche, but I still enjoyed it overall. Alright, number 21 is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. I only read the first volume, but my cousin was nice enough to buy me the book edition for my birthday, and I didn't get around to it yet. Really enjoyed this. This is like a sci-fi soap opera type of novel, Romeo and Juliet. Everything you've heard about it is true, and I really liked it. I love the world that it creates, and the creature design here is really cool. Wow. The art style goes really great with the storytelling, and I love the characters. The hype is real for this book. It's so true. Those are 30 through 21. If you read any of the books that I mentioned, let me know and what you think about them. I'll see you on the next video. I don't have anything to say for this part, but yeah.